Sai Ram. The 30th of June 1968 is a historic day when it comes to the Sri Sathya Sai avatar. Of course, every day is historic when it comes to the avatar because every day is filled with his story, right? But then, from a worldly human perspective, the 30th of June 1968 is the day when Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, our dear Swami, stepped out of Indian shores for the first time ever. And today, we know that it is the only time ever to travel to East Africa, to the countries of Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. It was a divine visit that began on the 28th of June and extended till the middle of July. In fact, Swami was expected to return back to Bombay for the Guru Purnima festival that year. But Swami decided to stay for Guru Purnima also in East Africa, and the devotees were now wondering whether Swami would come back even more late. When would he come back? And that is why when he finally returned, they held a grand welcome ceremony and function at Dharmakshetra on the 14th of July 1968. Of course, when I tell that Swami travelled, I am meaning only and purely in the physical sense. Because on that same day, the 14th of July 1968, in his divine discourse, Swami mentioned and did something amazing, something very revealing, something very insightful. Bhagawan began his discourse speaking about the Bharatiya culture and the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal way of life. He said that divinity was present in everyone and everything, and therefore one need not search for God outside. In fact, he quoted the Bhagavad Gita saying, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshu Tishtati Arjuna. Meaning, Krishna tells Arjuna, "O Arjuna, God is present in all and he is present in the heart." For this discourse, the translator was Professor Narayan Kasturi. He had also travelled along with Swami to East Africa, and therefore he was accompanying Swami, and now he was translating Swami's discourse from the other end of the dais. One end was Swami speaking in Telugu, the other end was Professor Kasturi translating into English. A point came where Swami said, "Ee prapanchame na illu," and translating it, Professor Kasturi said, "This world is my mansion." And as he records in his book, Loving God, he says that he felt very happy with this translation because illu in Telugu actually means house. But instead of just saying that this world is my house or home, he had found a very beautiful word, mansion. And so he said, "This world is my mansion." No! Immediately a voice was heard from the other end of the stage. It was Swami. He had turned to Professor Kasturi, he was beckoning him with his finger and he said, "No!" Professor Kasturi was looking at Swami wondering what had gone wrong. His heart began to race and his heart came up into his mouth because Swami left the dais there, he left the podium and he started walking towards Professor Kasturi. Now, not wanting the Lord to take all the steps towards him, when Swami took 10 steps towards him, he thought, let me take at least one step towards him. So he also began to walk towards Swami. And then they met in the middle of the stage and Professor Kasturi was wondering what would Swami say. Now, before revealing what Swami said, because that is so poignant, so significant, so magnificent, I want to share an incident that will make us appreciate better the significance, the poignancy and the magnificence of what Swami told Professor Kasturi that day. Among all the continents on planet Earth and all the countries, why did Swami choose to go to Africa? Well, there are many reasons. One of them is when Swami himself was asked this question, he said, No, it is not like I visited some separate continent or country. I just visited the home of a devotee. Which devotee? Dr. Chotabai G. Patel or Dr. C. G. Patel or Dr. Patel as Swami would call, was a devotee who was staying in Kampala, Uganda, and he kept pleading and praying to Swami that he should visit his home. Swami said, I promised the devotee that I would visit his home. What can I do if his home was in Uganda? So that is one reason that Swami gave for visiting Africa. But we know that when divinity embarks on any task, mission or activity, there are more than one reasons, in fact hundreds of reasons why that is done, and so many things are accomplished. During that travel, Swami brought together great unity in these countries. In fact, in that same discourse on the 14th July 1968, Swami says that the day one when he landed there, everyone sat segregated and separate. The Africans sat separately, the Indians separately, the other Asians separately. But all the barriers, all the differences, everything broke down within a single day, because the next day everyone was sitting shoulder to shoulder, lap on lap, close to each other, focused in their love for Swami. This is the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. This kind of unity that brings purity and helps us achieve divinity, Swami achieved it within 24 hours of his landing there. There was so much of devotion aroused in so many small towns and villages all across East Africa, because Swami chose to travel by car. And with brother Prem Anush, my dear brother Prem Anush, we have done almost 12 to 13 hours of satsang only on this African visit that Swami did in 1968. It was done as part of the afternoon satsang series on the Radio Sai website. I hope it is still there. But there, so many things that Swami did. Swami visited multi-faith temples, the Baha'i temple also. Swami went to the sanctuaries, blessed the animals as well. So many things Swami accomplished. But there is one thing that he did which I would like to draw your attention to. It was a warning that he gave. Now, Dr. C. G. Patel was the personal doctor or personal physician to Mr. Idi Amin, who was in 1968 the commander-in-chief of the Ugandan army of the armed forces there. When he found out that his personal physician had invited his guru or master to come to the country, he paid a courtesy call to Swami. Swami blessed him profusely. Swami is the Lord for everyone, for you, for me, for everyone, and everyone receives at the hands of the Lord. So Idi Amin was also blessed to have darshan, sparshan and sambhashan with Swami. But after Idi Amin left, Swami called Dr. Patel and said that in 4 years things are going to change. It would be good that you wrap up everything here and leave the country. Now, when Swami advised Dr. Patel in this manner, he was very taken aback, because he was wondering, what is this Swami saying? We are all so well settled here, we are leading comfortable lives, we are in very good positions, very good wealth, everything is fantastic. Oh, now packing up and leaving, it's so difficult. But then when Swami left East Africa and went back to Bombay, there also he told Dr. Patel this, that it's better that you leave, because in 4 years things are going to change. Grudgingly possibly, because Swami had said, Dr. Patel agreed to start shifting some things out of Kampala, out of Uganda. This has been recorded in Howard Murfitt's book, Sai Baba Avatar, and this is a conversation between Howard Murfitt and Dr. Patel. Now, Dr. Patel also told many of the devotees, whoever he met, who were from East Africa, that see, Swami told that we should leave because in 1972 things are going to change. So again, the responses from the devotees were mixed. Some of them believed, some of them thought, what is this? Some of them outrightly thought, no, this is nothing, something, it is not meant for us. So different people, to the different extents of their faith, moved out their assets and things from Kampala in Uganda. Dr. C. G. Patel himself moved out most of his assets, but a couple of properties he still held in Kampala. And then in 1971, Idi Amin became the president of Uganda, and I will not go into the details of his philosophy, his motivations and his beliefs, He believed that his countrymen were being suppressed and oppressed by foreigners, and therefore in 1972 he issued a decree that all the foreigners in Uganda had to immediately leave the country, and they had to leave it leaving behind all their assets. Nobody could sell their homes, nobody could take their money, nothing. They just had to get out of the country. And Dr. Patel himself lost a couple of properties that he owned at that time, but he was grateful because most of his assets he had moved out of the country and he could relocate and resettle. And then he shares to Howard Murphet that those who implicitly obeyed Swami, they lost nothing, they saved everything. And those who did not listen to him at all lost everything. To the extent to which people listened to Swami, to that extent they benefited. Yanta matramunu evara talachina anta matrame nenu. To the extent we have faith in Swami, to that extent he works for us. At this point in time, I am reminded of the day when Swami bled for the sake of his children. That was the sports meet day in 1999. A poignant episode which has been captured in great detail at this link above. You can view it at your leisure. But now let me come back to that day, the 14th of July 1968, as Professor Kasturi and Swami are in the middle of the stage. Swami tells Professor Kasturi, not this world, this universe. Ee prapanchame na illu. This universe is my mansion. And Swami says that when I travel to another country, it is just like I am going to another room in this mansion. Will you celebrate, or will you welcome me from the living room to the bedroom, from the bedroom to the working room, from the working room to the kitchen? No. Why are you making so much furor about it? The Lord's mansion is the entire universe. He is present everywhere. Now, this is being said by the same Swami who said during the peaceful times in 1968, move out, in 4 years everything is going to change. And those who obeyed implicitly by having complete faith were the ones that benefited completely and implicitly. Now that same Swami is saying, this whole universe is my mansion. Do we have implicit faith in that? Swami says that I am present in each and every heart. Do we have implicit faith in that? If that is the case, why do we try to run to some geographical mandir? Why do we try to run behind other gurus, other masters? It shows that we lack the faith in Swami's words. We say that he is God, he is supreme, but we lack faith in his words. Swami is not going to lose out anything. He has not come here to create devotees. In fact, Swami says, I have come to light the lamp of love. This is from a discourse that he delivered in Africa. I have just come to light the lamp of love here. And let all faiths progress. Let all faiths prosper. I want to make a Hindu a better Hindu, a Muslim a better Muslim, a Christian a better Christian. So Swami is not going to lose anything, but we will lose out. We will benefit only to the extent of our faith. It doesn't hold good only for that leaving of Uganda. Everything that Swami tells us to do, to the extent to which we will follow, we will benefit. If we follow completely with implicit faith, the benefit will be complete, comprehensive and implicit. But then if we don't, we are the ones losing out. That is the thought I wanted to provoke in myself and in everyone else as well. May we always listen to Swami, and may we have the courage to follow it implicitly, because the power of his word is such that with our complete following, we will receive the complete benefit. Dear Swami, may we never forget who you are, and may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.